people are still gonna call me a fake natty regardless.
There's still gonna be people that are gonna call him a fake natty. What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I know this beef debate, whether Hussein's natty or not, whatever, it's back and forth, this shit just never ends, but you already know I'm going to be covering it. We're covering Hussein's response to not being drug tested. So yeah, let's get right into it.
Now here is something that is important to note. Before dropping this video, Anabolic Stick made a post on YouTube, and here's what he said. Just wanted to say that in the middle of making my Greg response video, I've been contacted by a very credible individual, alright? Very credible individual, keep that in mind, it's going to be important for the rest of the video.
Alright, and that very creditable individual he's talking about, this guy, Sharivd Sad. I have no idea if I'm saying his name right, but basically, this guy competed in the same show as Hussein, and Anabolic Stick basically got evidence from him that Hussein wasn't drug tested and a bunch of other stuff, so we'll keep on watching though.
Was that Hussein Farhat competed in a natural bodybuilding show, so therefore he must be natty. A guy named Sharif Saad commented on my video. Regarding Hussein mentioning the natural bodybuilding show, I competed in the same show, same stage, and nobody got tested. A guy even told me afterwards he was on SARMs and competed in the show. Natural shows don't mean much.
Alright, by the way guys, this is the very credible individual that reached out to Anabolic Stick and told him that he had like inside information on me.
I replied to his comments asking him to DM me on Instagram, and when he did, these were the messages he sent me. He showed me the picture of him at the same show as Hussein and said, "That was me at the show. Nobody was tested, it was all bullshit." I gotta mention, King Kong Classic has 2 days of competing. Friday is open, which means enhanced, and Saturday is the natural one. Me and Hussein both competed at the natural bodybuilding show. You get charged for testing, but they don't test shit. They put all that money straight in their pocket. Furthermore, a guy that competed on the natural stage told me he isn't a lifetime natural. He didn't place well, but I don't want to mention his name, so please respect his privacy.
Alright, so basically here the guy is saying that he competed at the same show as me and that nobody got tested. So here's what actually happened. There's 2 shows exactly like he said. There's the enhanced show and there's the natural show. Obviously, I applied for the natural show because I saw that it was like advertised as being drug tested. You know, I picked it, I was expecting to get tested, I went to the show and I paid, like I said, $50 per category, and I did 8 categories in total, alright? Which means I paid a total of $400 for the show just to get drug tested. So tell me this, let's say you see 2 shows, alright? One of them you don't have a drug testing fee, the other one you do have a drug testing fee. If you decide to pick the show with the drug testing fee, you would obviously expect to get tested, right? So I went on stage, won 7 medals in total, but never got tested. And the issue I have with this whole video was the fact that the guy is basically saying that I lied about the show being drug tested when it's literally advertised as being a drug tested show. It's not my fault if the show decided to cheap out and not test every single person that applied.
Now, I do think that's a great point. Again, it's not Hussein's fault for the show not doing what they're supposed to be doing and actually drug testing each individual. And obviously, if you're going to go to the show, in order to enter in the natural show anyway, you actually have to pay more money. And because he did the 7 categories, you know, he says he paid an extra $400. So wouldn't you want to get drug tested actually, because that you're literally paying to be drug tested? So you would obviously assume that you would. So I definitely think that I agree with you saying that he in his mind must have thought, okay, I'm gonna be drug tested. So it's not his fault that the show is dog shit or whatever and they didn't test accordingly.
Tell me why I said this on a podcast.
Was it a natural show?
Yeah, natural.
Natural?
Yeah.
What was that? So they tested you?
No, they didn't.
No, wow.
They didn't for that show. They see it's tested, but I didn't get tested.
So basically what you just saw was me on a podcast with Brody and Luke, to which they asked me about the show, and they asked me if I got tested for that show. This podcast was posted 2 months ago, all right? This was 2 months ago, before the guy even first made his video. I had never been called out before, and I literally said on the podcast, and I made a joke about it, I was like, natural bodybuilding show. But yeah, basically I was expecting to get tested for that show, which is why why I picked it, but I never got tested. And it's out there public on a podcast, so do I find it unfair? I totally do. But as Sharif just said, there was literally people that admitted of not being lifetime naturals that were in the show.
So yeah, and then a lot of people apparently I said this in my last video, were actually not natural, but the show just didn't test everyone. And I think that's really scummy. Obviously, I know you guys educated me in the comments section that, you know, natural shows are really scummy like that. It's a real shame, and I think it really sucks for people who are actually natural. I mean, I do believe Hussein is natural, and the argument, using the argument against him now that he lied about saying, oh, natural show or whatever, is I don't think works, because I didn't know this. I didn't watch that full podcast episode on Thinking with a Pump, where he was on, like he said, with Luke and Brody, and he actually said before all this happened that he wasn't drug tested at the show. So we can't use this as an argument against Hussein now, because I mean, I wasn't aware of this, so when I said in my last video, oh, you know, I think it's a little bit shady that he's covering up the fact that he wasn't actually tested, I think that goes out the window now, because he actually said prior that he wasn't tested. I just wasn't aware, so I do apologize for that. But let's keep watching.
And again, your whole point of me lying about the fact that I was tested is absolute bullshit, because you literally have proof of me 2 months ago on a podcast saying that I didn't get tested. So that basically covers this whole video that he did. Now, this is where it gets fun. So the main person backing the fake natty accusations is someone named Sharif, a guy who's been training for 14 years and that lost to me at the show. And he's also the same guy who before the show made a natty or not on me, where he called me a fake natty and also called me a scammer.
Pretty much straight lying in people's face, and people are even more discouraged because then they try their programs and they're like, whoa, they didn't get us anywhere. Straight BS. Hussein, yeah, I'm calling them out.
He basically said that I faked my transformation and that I wasn't getting any sort of results for my clients without any proof. Now again, fake natty is totally cool. I'm kind of used to it at this point. I really take it as a compliment, no problem. But then saying that I'm scamming my clients and that I'm not getting them any results is kind of crazy. And that was basically a few months before the show. And then what happened is we bumped into each other at the show whilst we were getting our spray tan. He was acting extremely friendly, so I was cool with him, no problem. I didn't even recognize him. But then after we got the tan and we left, I got a DM from him on Instagram where he said, let's go, saw you this morning, haha. We all wanted to pee, best of luck, brother. So basically when we were in the room, it was extremely cold and I wanted to pee and he wanted to pee as well, so we just made a joke and he DM'd me that. So I was like, oh damn, that was actually him. That was the guy that made a natty out on me, called me a scammer, and now he's trying to be friends with me.
Yeah, so this guy, Sharif or whatever, I believe that's his name. It's almost like he's being a little bit two-faced here, because I even watched, he had a response video to this video that Hussein made, and he was honestly very nice about it. But then yeah, when you look at his natty or not on Hussein or whatever, calling him a scammer and this, and then he's trying to be friends with Hussein in the DMs, but then he's messaging anabolic stick, all this stuff. I mean, it's I don't know, it's a little bit it's like when he sees and talks to Hussein in person and stuff, he's like, yeah, we're bros, all this stuff. But then off from that, like when, you know, behind closed doors and stuff, I mean, shit.
As you can see here, I got first place and he got 9th at a natural show that we both paid to get tested at. Then he went home, ranted about his whole experience, basically said he almost cried.
I was almost gonna cry after, trust me. It is what it is, you know, the flights. I should never have flight, never fly, man. Why did I fly?
And also in that video, he said I was a great guy.
And I'm not making any excuses. Even if I would have came in at my all-time best, Hussein, he would have still won. He looks amazing and he's got the shape, the proportion, and he's a great guy. We spoke a bit backstage.
Why would he call me a great guy if he thought that I cheated in the show? Like, he just came out and said all of these things about me, the fact that the show wasn't tested. He also just released a video on me saying that I'm not natural. Why the fuck would he call me a great guy if he thought that I lied and that I was competing against him and cheating?
Again, really being two-faced here, calling him a great guy and then accusing him of cheating, not being natural, and all this all kinds of other stuff. So this is a great example of you know, people hiding behind the camera or whatever and shit like that. I mean, he's not really hiding behind the camera because some of the stuff he's saying is publicly and obviously, and you can actually see him saying these things, but it's strange. It's really weird. He's literally like Two-Face, you know, from Batman. You know, Two-Face, where he's good on one side and then bad on the other. I mean, that's what's literally happening right now.
And on Instagram, he commented, "Congrats bro, good meeting you, enjoy the cookies." And someone replied to that comment, "You made a natty or not video, and he was one of the dudes you didn't believe was natural." And he responded to that comment and he said, "I know, I do believe he is now after seeing him." So let's be clear. First off, I'm not natty, alright? He made a natty or not before the show, said I'm not natural. Then he meets me in person, says that I'm a great guy, that he thinks I'm natural, and that he hopes to see me at the show next year. And now that the drama is getting clicks and that, you know, I'm all talked about, he makes a video on me again and says that I'm not natural.
Pretty much straight lying in people's face. Hussein, he looks amazing and he's got the shape, the proportion. Straight BS. Hussein, yeah, I'm calling him out. And he's a great guy. We spoke a bit backstage.
Listen, I mean, I don't think it's bad that he's trying to capitalize and get views, but the problem really here is the fact that he's completely doing a 180 on his opinion on the whole situation just to try and get more views and then be friendly and all this kind of stuff. So what does this guy actually believe? We have no idea. We don't know. Epic camera lag, by the way. Yeah, so we don't know. Does this guy actually think Hussein's a great guy? Maybe. Does he all probably think he's not natural? Probably. I feel like what he's doing is he's almost trying, I feel like he's almost jealous that Hussein looks so much better than him. And I mean, I've looked at his physique. His physique is amazing. He's got a great physique, I can't lie, but Hussein's is quite a bit better. So it's almost like he's trying to be friends with him, but then he's jealous, so behind his back, he's almost trying to stab him with a knife and take him down. That's what I see going on here, but let me know in the comments.
Now that I go on his Instagram profile and click on messages, guess what? He deleted the messages. So that's basically for Sharif. You're an absolute clout chaser.
Yeah, and then deleting your messages, not a great look. So in my opinion anyway, I would rule this guy out. I do not believe he is a creditable source of information on this matter. I mean, he's literally, like Hussein said, changed his opinion on the whole thing 3 times. He's deleted previous messages, so I don't really like what this guy's doing. He's probably said a bunch of other stuff that may be true, but it might be not. You see, that's the thing. When someone lies once, I mean, after that, then it's like, you know, maybe they're telling the truth, maybe they're not. You don't know.
To the comment section, and I found this comment. We have Connor Sinan who said, "If you want, I'll pay for any drug test for you since you can't afford to drug test Hussein. I'll have you overlook the whole thing. I drug test him myself, but since I'm friends with Greg, it may look fishy, so let's get you involved and make some content, bro." And then after that, he made a post on his YouTube, and in that post, there's literally an email where he says, "Hey Anabolic Stick, I'm Connor Sinan. I would like to get you involved in Hussein Farhat drug test. Basically, I can fly you out, or we can FaceTime or something, and I want to bring you along to drug test Hussein, and I will pay for everything, every test, and we will figure out if he's natural. I will make the money back with the content, so don't even worry about it. Let me know if we can do this. The reason I'm involving you is because I know you would never lie."
This is it. This is what we want to see. So now, Anabolic Stick's argument of, oh,
I'm a broke, poor college student. I can't afford the $400 drug test and this and that.
no, Connor is gonna fly him out, offering to literally fly him out. This is like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Like 2 weeks ago, this guy, no offense, I mean, look, hey, I'm a nobody already. This guy was a nobody. I'm a nobody too. But this guy was literally a nobody, and now he's getting he's getting flown out to be able to be in person to drug test Hussein, and he doesn't have to pay for anything. And if Hussein fails, he gets $100,000. Holy shit. I mean, that is like winning the freaking lottery. But now he has no excuse. This is it. Screw more plates, more dates. I don't know, maybe he's still going to do that, but if he does, great. But this is the real deal. Getting Anabolic Stick involved in this whole situation, I think is amazing, and I can't wait. If he doesn't accept the offer, it's very safe to assume no, he's just a clout chaser then 100%. Because if he was really so I mean, he's got nothing to lose. Literally nothing. Zero, nada, nothing to lose right now. He's getting the flight paid for and everything paid for. So he has no reason not to accept unless he actually believes Hussein is natural.
We'll do content for me, content for Connor, content for you as well, and we will finally have the truth for the people. And you know, you made the first video less than a week ago, so I wouldn't even have time to hop off if I was actually on steroids, like you said. So yeah, now that you have no excuse whatsoever to come and test me, I'm waiting for you, bro. And you know what? After we do the blood test, we can go have a workout together and just be friends. You know, we'll just call it a misunderstanding, because I already know I'm gonna pass the blood test, and people are still gonna call me a fake natty regardless.
So yeah, this is great. I can't freaking wait. And of course, no matter what happens, again, he said it there, no matter what test happens, even if Anabolic Stick comes, accepts the offer, and then he gets drug tested for I don't know how long, and you know, time goes by and it's proven that he's natty, there's still gonna be people that are gonna call him a fake natty. There are gonna be people where there's absolutely no way, their heads are locked in one place. You're a fake natty. Nothing can prove that. So I can't wait. And I also think it's great because he only made, he said it as well. He only made the video 7 days ago. So Hussein would not have any time to hop off if he's on right now. So this is it. Anabolic Stick, the ball is in your court now. You have to accept this offer, or else I think everything that you said, it goes down the toilet, in the drain. So I'm very interested, very excited to see this. I know Anabolic Stick also made a response video, and I haven't watched it yet. So possibly, I don't know, maybe it was a response to Greg Doucette, so I don't think it has too much to do with Hussein Farhat, but possibly maybe some things I got in the video were wrong, and I'm going to have to make another video and update everything. But thank you so much for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.